Alright guys, I'm going to go over real quick isopods and springtails. They are a necessity when it comes to dart frogs and terrariums, not just dart frogs, but any terrarium you have that's using living plants in there. It has a leaf litter substrate. We cultivate and grow all of the stuff we have for sale. The springtails, we carry two different kinds of springtails. We carry the regular tropical. I don't know if you could see them in there crawling around. Basically how we do these is we have a large master culture, which a few weeks before making these we take the little samples out, about probably a couple hundred springtails. We use regular white rice to go ahead and feed them, and they don't actually eat the rice, they eat the fungus and stuff growing on the rice. So nice easy way to use this tank to seed your aquarium is to fill it up with water. All the springtails will then float to the top, which then you can go ahead and seed your aquarium. I'm going to show you how you do that real quick. So I'll take my water and fill it past the dirt line. And it's okay, you can't drown them, so you're quite alright filling it up. I don't know if you can see them floating there. Hopefully you can. See them floating on the top? Looks like little pieces of white. These are all springtails. So then what I'll do is I'll take this, come over to aquarium that I want to seed. This looks like a good one, Atlantis. And just dump that water all down the side while I'm holding it close so none of the dirt comes out. A little bit is okay. You're not going to be perfect. And then there's all kinds of springtails in there. They're going to seed themselves out through this leaf litter that we have in the dart frog aquarium. Now the dart frogs will eat them. That's quite alright. It's actually good nutrition for them. So again, springtails, these take about 21 days to reproduce. They are very quick in reproducing. So what I'll do here, you can see I didn't get them all, but I'm sure I got probably a few hundred in that tank easily, which is enough. So I'll take this and I will put it back on the shelf, put a little bit more dirt on after the video, and let them keep growing. So these are easy. So you could typically use these. These are all our for sale springtail cultures made up early. You can reuse these over and over and over again, or put the whole culture in the tank at one time. So let's go to the, oh, we also have pink. I'm going to show you. These are really tough to see, and they look just like them. But another species is pink springtail. I don't know if you'll see them. They're even quicker than those other ones. Probably not going to see these guys. This culture isn't booming, but if you look closely, there are a few running around. Here's one. They have a pinkish hue to them in person. I mean, just a different species to mix in. So it's really cool. Now, another type of bug you could use into your terrarium is isopods. These are a tiny bit slower and require a little bit more, not much, but a little bit more work when you're breeding them. So we have a couple different species of these also. These are dwarf whites. Let's try and get a nice bunch of adults. Here's one. Really small. They look just like the pill bugs in your backyard, which typically, I mean, it's the same family, just a different species here. Here's one right here crawling around. Let's see if I can pop open another. And basically how we keep these is with some Eco Earth, some leaf litter, which they're going to eat, and potato, which they love to grow in. Yeah, I can see much there. This is a newer one. So now the biggest misconception about these guys is that the babies look like springtails. People think they're springtails, but the babies don't actually move. And I'm going to show you this culture here. These are dwarf whites, which is why they're a little bit tougher to see. You'll notice a huge difference in these other cultures. These are giant oranges. These you will definitely see. See them crawling around. There's one up top here. There's one right in the corner here, adult. And they are orange. Really orange in person. find. There's a bunch under here, I know that. Oh, there's all the babies. See all those little white things crawling around? Those are all babies. And I know we have a bunch of adults. There we go. There's nice 3 adults sitting right here. And this essentially, they're like your pill bugs outside that you can lift up in the forest and play around with. Now this is a culture that's been really just booming with the babies. I mean, look at them all. They look just like springtails, but they don't spring. They don't jump. That's the big difference. So these will all grow into adults, and we do the same thing with these guys. When they start booming like that, we will basically make a mini culture with potatoes and leaf litter, and there's a whole bunch of little babies in there. Wet these down about every 3 to 4 days, really good, and then we sell these cultures also at shows. Sorry, should have turned off my cell phone. So that is another species. And the last species we keep are Costa Rican purples. These are again going to be really hard because they're small. But here, I just saw one. Here he is. They're really, really small, but they're purple. And I'm sorry, these probably aren't picking up in person, but you could stop by at our table at any of these shows, and we'll actually, you could see these in person. But they're small, but they do a gigantic job in your aquarium. They're going to take care of the mold and the feces and the junk that's left over. This is your cleaning crew. So if you have a terrarium with any kind of live plants and leaf litter, this is what you want to seed it with. Hope you enjoyed the video. Just wanted to give you a quick on how we do it, how we cultivate them, and basically everything you see we grow here, and then we start the culture and sell them to you. So if you have any questions about isopods and seeding your aquariums, just comment below, guys.